Hey, what is happening? What is up, guys? Today I wanted to talk about XRP and how it can get to the special price of $589. Everybody talks about it. It's an XRP thing. But I wanted to give you a little bit more truth behind the matter. What kind of math would it take to get there? First, before we jump into that, I wanted to go over the XRP to BTC chart just to kind of show you where I think we're at. If you zoom out, we're on the monthly charts here. This is Bitcoin. If you go back to the previous bull cycle, you can see Bitcoin was making this blow off top, comes up, and look at that resistance line down, how many times it hit it. 3 times on the way up, but you go down, you bottom out. And remember, each one of these candles is a full month, you guys. This is like, holds way more weight. We went up, it wicked up into the 618702 Fibonacci retracement that we always talk about. So it had its full retrace and then back down. This was the COVID capitulation candle down. And what happens after this? As you guys fully well know, that's what happened. We started a bull cycle from, $3,700 to the very top, it was almost 60 grand. That is where I feel like we're at with XRP right now. If we jump over to XRP, I think that the previous bull cycle back in 2017-16 when I first got in, this XRP pump, if you look at it from high to low, you have the same kind of support and resistance lines going downward. We had the full, so these are 2 previous bull cycles. With Bitcoin, it did it in a shortened matter. With these altcoins, I feel like you're getting some of the same fractals that are popping up, but it's multi-year. So this is a whole bull cycle and a whole bull cycle, but it's forming exactly like it did on Bitcoin within one bull cycle retracement. So that's just one cycle, and then that's the second cycle. And with these altcoins, I'm seeing it more and more pop up for multi-years like this. I think XLM is another perfect example of this. So down, up. So what I could see, what would happen, where would we go from here right now if we pop off like I think we're going to? Where would that next resistance be? Oh, just the golden pocket and downward sloping resistance line. We would be retracing back up to the 618702. Now this is where it gets a little hairy for me, because I do think there's a very strong likelihood that we hit there, markets don't go straight up, we have a reversal and we end up coming back down. A lot of times you'll come back down here to the 236 and then eventually come up, break out of here, maybe do a quick retest, and we're off to the races. The other thing that I could potentially see, if they really turn on the money printers for war, and we hear those war bells ringing, I could see it going up, touching the top of the 702, coming back down, and now you're on top of this downward resistance, and then we could be that'd be even more bullish in my sense. And this is where I want to jump over into, can XRP really get to $589? Do I believe that? Yes and no. I think it's going to take a lot of time, and I think a lot of things would have to go right. But is it possible? Absolutely. If you actually think about it, XRP is one of the only cryptocurrencies that has like legit clarity. None of the other ones do. Not only that, they're the real deal. They are going to IPO soon. So we have clarity. They can't get charged for being security. It's already gone through the court of law. I mean, there might be appeals and stuff, but as of right now, it is by far the most bullish crypto. I still hold like a lot of Casper and stuff because it's such a low market cap that it blowing up, people wouldn't even notice, but it could be thousands as a percent for me. XRP is well known. It is much less risky of a trade, and it is huge upside potential. If they have an IPO and all of, XRP could blow the F up. And when they actually, if banks do start getting in trouble, which it kind of seems like we can't just keep printing into oblivion, I think it's going to be more of a slow transition to where we use these blockchain networks, and it's going to be slowly transitioning to a new financial system. We're not going to have some epic downfall like a lot of these XRP guys will tell you, which I always thought I was a doom and gloomer, but I think they're going to slowly transition us into the new financial era, and this would be a way to do it. Once you start getting ODL going, XRP, man, getting used through all these institutions, and when the liquidity dries up between these banks, it is the perfect. I mean, that is the problem with our financial system right now. Everyone knows it, and XRP is the solution, and things like it. It doesn't necessarily have to be all XRP. I think there's other solutions too, XLM and some of these other things, and newer cryptos. Who knows what they're going to come up with? But as of right now, XRP has clarity, and we have to trade the market that we're given. And it is, we're this close to having an IPO for XRP, this close to having an ETF for Bitcoin. What's next after that? They're going to start dropping ETFs for all these other coins. Regulations are just around the corner. And with all of that good stuff does come bad stuff. KYC for almost every single U.S. exchange lately. It's just been, it's not stuff you like to see coming from like this cypherpunk era. But I've always thought that crypto, in a sense, was just a Trojan horse anyways, to get us locked into, they can see every transaction anyone ever makes. It's going to be easier to tax us and watch what we do and shut us off from, the financial world. And it's just, I just have a feeling it's just more control. That's what the government wants, I shouldn't even say the government, the elites, the powers that be. What do they want? They have all the money in the world. Their families have had it forever. They just want control. And this is the best controlling mechanism ever, cryptocurrency. Whether it, they invented Bitcoin, or whether they introduced Bitcoin as a Trojan horse to get us to accept it and start using it as a society, and then they'll introduce their CBDC that does everything that they want it to. Either way, I wanted to talk about XRP getting to $589. To do that, this is where people don't understand market caps and real world use cases. So gold has been money for 5,000 years. I understand that. It is Robert Kiyosaki calls it God's money. It's the best currency, that humans have ever had in our existence. It's somewhat limited in supply. Who knows? There's always more ways we could find, blowing up asteroids. I've heard a bunch of different stuff, mining in the ocean. There's just other things. But with digital scarcity, we can make these things like Bitcoin. And as they gain network adoption, they're less likely to go away. And they are truly limited in supply. So that's pretty awesome. And XRP is one of those coins, and it is one of the first movers in that very small niche. It's a very, very early cryptocurrency, and it was developed specifically for the problems that we're having in our market. It's just, things add up, you guys. So could I see it getting to $589? What would it have to do? Well, the market cap of gold, which sits in people's safes, who knows if we have any in Fort Knox, banks hold it on their balance sheet. Not a lot of corporations hold a bunch of gold on their balance sheet because it's hard to get rid of. It's not necessarily that liquid. That's why you're seeing some corporations put Bitcoin on their balance sheet, because digital gold is much more liquid than physical gold. You have to find someone to store it, pay them to store it. If you want to move it, you have to pay someone to move it. If you want to sell it, you have to have someone to say it. Then you have to have somebody move it, and then they have to have somebody store it. It's not cheap, and it's not efficient. Digital gold, Bitcoin, is much more efficient, and money will flow to efficiency every single time. So to get to $589, I was actually very surprised by this. The market cap of Bitcoin at $589 and its circulating supply currently is $53 billion. That's a $31 trillion market cap. So it's a nice chunk. But what is the market cap of something that is inefficient and not truly limited in supply? The market cap of gold is $13.15 trillion. So just over 2x the market cap of gold. If you have institutions that are just going to be gobbling up XRP. You don't think you can go 2x the price of gold? I mean, what do people even do with gold anymore? I mean, obviously they store it, and I actually have a little bit myself, just as a hedge. But the longer I own it, the more I realize it's just a piece of metal sitting in a box, man. There's not a lot of real use case in this new digital age for gold. What's the next best thing that is actually limited supply and can be transferred to a different country within minutes? Bitcoin. And what's faster than Bitcoin? And what are institutions most likely going to be using? They're not going to be using Bitcoin. Bitcoin's slow. I could see it being used as a reserve asset, something that's, as it gets bigger and bigger, it's going to have way less volatility, as a base layer currency. But XRP, for moving liquidity around the world, XLM and XRP are clearly focused on doing that. And if they're going to have massive institutions all over the world doing that, XRP has a real shot at going 2x the price, the market cap of gold. I could see it. That does not seem crazy to me at all. Anyways, guys, I hope you liked the video. I don't know if you guys noticed, but I am putting out a hit on Ben Armstrong. Bit boy, I'm coming for you, brother. I thought it would be so cool. I'm not a boxer, but I have a nice setup in my garage, and I use it pretty much every single day. And I know he showed interest in wanting to set up a YouTube boxing match, and if he can get that going, I'm calling him out. I'm throwing my name in that hat, and I'm gonna start training right now, man. So if he does hit me back up, I've emailed him, I've gone on all his channels, I've done everything I can. I'm gonna keep going at him until he at least answers me. And even if he does say no, I'm gonna keep going at him for a little bit longer. I'm not gonna stalk the guy, but I want this. I think it would be so cool. I am a little interested to see what he says. I only weigh like 145 pounds. He's a pretty big guy. I'm not afraid to take the fight. I just don't think he will want to take the fight. There's less upside for him to take that fight, just because if he beats me, he's like, oh, cool, you beat somebody that's 100 pounds less than you. There's a reason there's weight classes in fighting. If you watch fighting, you understand that. I'm not making any excuses. I think I could beat him when he weighs 100 pounds more than me. I honestly believe that, and that's why I'm asking for the fight. I think it would be so dope. I don't even care like if it's for money or anything like that. We could do it for charity. I just want to be involved in something like that. I think that'd be sick. Anyways, guys, I hope you all have a great day, and peace out. Happy Friday.